It's crunch time in our second season with Santa Clara. Down to the last few games, we're still in the hunt for a European place. And our opponents in our final 6 games, it's everyone else who's battling for European spots as well. Yes, hello there everybody, welcome back to the channel. Dodgy Gamer here, bringing you another episode of Breaking the Big Three with Santa Clara from the Azores Islands. Our aim to take on the mainland big boys of Porto, Sporting Lisbon and Benfica. Now we might not quite be ready to take the titles off them yet, but we are ready to battle for a Champions League place. You'll see on the table over here that we're still hanging on to 3rd place. Porto and Benfica have pulled away from us a little bit, though we do have a game in hand on Benfica, a victory in today's match against 4th place. Braga is going to close that gap down to 3 points, and we do still have to play Benfica, so there's still hope for 2nd place. Don't think we can close that gap with Porto, really. They're just too good at this stage. But we have got one hell of a run in. Just look through these final 6 matches we've got. So we're 3rd at the moment. Today we play Braga, who are 4th. Then next week we play Nacional, who are 8th and battling for that Europa Conference League spot. We play Maritimo, who are 6th, battling for a Europa League spot. Benfica away, they're 2nd. Sporting we host in our penultimate game. They're 5th at this time. And then Boavista, who are 7th. So apart from Porto and obviously ourselves, basically we're playing pretty much the entire top 8 in the league in our final 6 matches. So let's recap on how we got to this point. It's the last episode. You would have seen that fantastic penalty shootout win against Vitória de Guimarães to win the Alliance Cup. Then, of course, as always happens, we played our next game with some kind of post-cup hangover, and we lost. Boavista came to our place. They beat us 1-0. We just didn't really show up on the day. We were able to bounce back a few days later, hosting Paços de Ferreira. We beat them 2-1. Barros getting his first goal for the club. Carlos Jr. making sure of the 3 points after they had equalised. We then had that cup semi-final with Porto. I did consider showing this, but I thought we'd had a lot of cup action. We'd had a Porto game featured already this season. So we had a 0-0 draw at home. Decent result, left us with a chance, a slither of hope. Then, perhaps a miscalculation, I rested a few first-teamers for the next game against Chaves. Chaves bottom of the league, and they beat us 1-0. Just too many players rested, and once we brought some of the key players back on, we couldn't get back in it. Kenji Gure, don't know if you can see that because of my head. Kenji Gure missed a penalty. And then, it wasn't worth it in the end because we lost 2-1 in the return leg. At Porto, we did take the lead. That gave us a glimmer of hope. And then we pretty much collapsed. They got back 2-1 ahead before half-time. They were all over us in the second half. I mean, I don't know how many of these ratings you can see. I need a second monitor. But look at that. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 players who finished the match on a 6.1. We also had a 6.2 rating, a 6.3 rating. Santana and the goalkeeper Marco aside, nobody got higher than a 6.6. Back to form, though, in our next game. We took on Estoril Praia, 4-1 victory. Santana with a hat-trick, Carlos Jr. on the score sheet as well. Then a couple of confusing names in the next matches. Ferenc, we beat them 3-0. Santana with a brace. And then Farenc, we beat them 2-0. Santana scoring again, Carlos Jr. scoring again. Then, really not one game that I want to remember. Tondela, we took them on. I don't know what happened in this game. 5-3 defeat. We were 3-0 down. This guy, Cali Muendo, who they've just picked up in the January transfer window, he'd scored a hat-trick. Then we pulled 2 back, Thiago Santana, and a new signing, a free signing we picked up out of contract, Pedrino. He's been pretty decent for us. Made it 3-2, so I thought, okay, we're on here. Went a bit too attacking. We went 4-2 down. But then we made it 4-3, and then 5-3. Absolutely ridiculous game of football. Normal business resumed the next weekend. Morientes, 2-1 victory, Santana Costina with the goals, and then 4-0 over 40 minutes. Ben Bala, Daniel Carlos Jr., no Santana this time on the score sheet, and then Rio Ave we took on, ground out a 1-0 win. Unfortunately, in our most recent game, Vitória de Guimarães, they got their revenge on us for that cup final. They beat us 2-0 on this occasion. So between that game, the Tondela game, I'm really annoyed that we were so poor defensively there, and then that Chavez game. Between those three games, we should have picked up more points. We should be hot on Benfica's heels at the moment. But as it is, we've got this tough game against Braga today. Now, what I'm thinking I'm going to do, we'll do the Braga match today. I'll get through the Nacional and Maritimo games. Next episode, final episode for Season 2, we'll come back with that Benfica game, and then we'll just continue playing until our fate is sealed. So we'll play Benfica, we'll play Sporting. We might show Boavista. It might be 3 games to wrap up the season just until we know what position we're going to be in, which European competition we're going to be in next season. But yeah, a bit of team news before the Braga game. Thiago Santana, our top scorer this season, still struggling with a twisted knee. So he's not in the match squad today. I don't want to risk him, especially with that run of games we've got coming up. So that means we're going to be looking to Igor Cassio to lead the line for us. But apart from that, it's pretty much our full-strength team. The new name for you might be this guy, Pedrinho. Like I said, we picked him up on a free transfer. So central midfielder, we see he can play box-to-box, he can play deep line playmaker, he can play Mazzala, he can play pretty much any centre midfield role. We can play him in the advanced position as well. Nothing like fantastic work rate 16, natural fitness is 16, everything else is kind of around 13, 14, but decent player, a good person to bring into the squad. Before we get into the match, a couple of things to ask of you. First of all, having seen our run-in, having seen our form, what's your prediction for where we're going to finish this season? Champions League football, 2nd, 3rd, something lower? Let me know down in the comments. Also, don't forget, we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We're closing in on 800 at the moment, so please do hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, if you are a subscriber already. And don't forget to like, comment, share the video with someone who you think might be interested. All that kind of interaction helps these videos get picked up by the YouTube algorithm, helps us get to 1K that little bit faster. Braga, they're the informed team in the league, so we need to raise our game to their level. Didn't really have the effect I was looking for. But come on, boys, we've got faith in you. Get out there and get us the points. Right then, first highlight comes pretty quickly, and it's Braga with the advanced throw-in. We can't clear, though. I have gone with a positive formation today. I'm looking to take the game to Braga. It has worked against some of the other big teams, and what the hell was that? What happened there? That was an... I got to look at the replay on that. Did I see what I think I saw? So the through ball is played. The goal... What the hell is that goalkeeper doing? Okay, the defender was tracking the runner. Why did the goalkeeper just run somewhere completely irrelevant to where the ball was going? What a ridiculous goal to concede. Right, we better pull one back here. It's going to be a Braga counter-attack, isn't it? Andre Horta on his own with 6 players tracking back, and of course he gets the cross in, and the other Horta powers in the header. Damn it. Right, we've got to get back into this. This is like that Tondela game all over again at the moment. Rashid, Carlos Jr., Cassio. Cassio gets his 6th goal of the season. That was the kind of response we needed. So we're 20 minutes in with 2-1 down. So the game is still on. 70 minutes, very long time in football. Rashid, beautiful ball there. Nice knockdown by Carlos Jr. Cassio completely fools the keeper. We're without our top scorer. Remember, Santana leads the league in terms of goals scored this season, but he's not available for us. So, we're going to have to do the job without him, and we're going to have to do the job without stupid mistakes like that. What the hell is happening with this team today? I mean, it's not just the mistakes, it's the fact that they seem to be one man is enough to destroy our entire defence. And Pedrino gave it away. Abel Ruiz, just the defenders can't keep up with him. The goalkeeper just drops to his knees. Right, let's get this back now. We need to pull it back to 3-2, but we've given it away again. We've got... Look, the guys are in position, they're running back, but no one is closing him down. Samarashi chops him down from behind. Looked like it was outside the box to me, but no penalty. That's what I thought, but still... Oh, Ramos is being... It was Ramos, I thought it was Rashid who did it. What's the decision here? Surely a yellow, if anything. It just gets a stern telling off. And now Braga have a free kick in a very dangerous position. Whew. Luckily they didn't score. We're just not picking up these clearances. Oh, dearie me. Come on, boys. We have to be better than this. Anyway, Braga just knocking it around for fun. Carlos Jr., credit to him, intercepts. Plays in Casio. Casio, is he going to get the cross in? What's he going to do? He's held it up. Carlos Jr. with the header. That's where I think Santana, would have been better in that position. But the highlight looks like it's going to continue. A long ball pumped forward. Ronnie easily wins the ball and beats his marker. Horta now 4-1. Okay, it was called back for offside. But... Okay, yeah, there was a player unsighting the keeper. Fair enough, but come on. We've got to get this back to 3-2 before half time. Why can't they pass today? Oh my God, it is... Okay, good save by the keeper. It's not 4-1 after all. Corner coming in now. Come on, bloody hell. The good thing is Braga are 4 points behind us, so even if they win, as seems likely, they still have ground to make up on us. But, considering the run-in we've got, yeah, you can see what I'm worried about. Anyway, Casio, close. Well, XG-wise, we're close to them, but they're just breaking. They're just hitting us on the break so much. We're making too many mistakes, and it's just not a good performance. Okay, we'll go with Thrash Arms. I'm far from pleased with what I've seen from this team. I mean, Carlos Jr. and Igor Casio are putting in a shift. No one's on a terrible rating yet, but nobody's performing particularly great either. I have dropped down to balanced just to try and stop those quick breaks, be a bit more patient and keep hold of the ball a bit more, but it's clearly not working. Right, well, hopefully in this half, Braga are just going to sit deep and let us string some passes and attacks together. Obviously not this particular one at the moment. The long ball's played forward, and why are they playing long balls? They have short passing instructions on at the moment, and they were told to retain possession. Luckily for us, they hit the post. Right, Casio had run out of gas, so we've brought on Barros. He doesn't have pace or anything, but he's a physical presence in the box at least. Right, well, they're going more attacking for some reason. We're into the final 10 minutes. Okay, let's see what this highlight brings. I was about to make some changes, but let's see. If we can make this 3-2 here, we can set up a big finish. Big ifs. Before we get a big finish, big ifs. But we get it out to Lucas, who's come on for Mansour. Come on then, play it out to Carlos Jr. Nice, Carlos Jr. brings it inside. You're an inside forward. You're supposed to cut in like that, like inside their half, not on the halfway line. But okay, you played it through to Barros. We got the goal. Fine. I'll let you get away with that one, Carlos. But they're complaining to the referee. It's called back for offside. They let us have that bit of hope. Barros just That is marginal, if you ask me. I think they're being a bit liberal with the yellow-red lines there. Here we are into stoppage time. This is going to be a disappointing defeat. Well, come on, don't make it 4-1. That would just be taking the P. Anyway, Carlos Daniel with the chance to break for us. It's too late, even if we do score now. Barros can't get behind the defenders we need. Santana back. Here comes Ruiz, who's just danced past our defenders all day, like they're not there. And he shoots over. That's going to be it then. No action in the second half. We didn't really produce anything. We stopped them from producing too much, but definitely we're going to... What do you mean we're the underdogs and you gave it your best? No way. At this stage in the season, losing at home in one of the biggest games we've got left. No, not good enough. Well, yes, there was fury. Of course there was. What a terrible performance. That does not bode well for this run-in we've got. So we've now lost 2 in a row. We've got a tough match away at Nacional next. Well, all the matches are tough now, aren't they? All right, well, thank you very much for watching, even though it was a disappointing result. We will be back for that Benfica game. Hopefully, we're still going to be in with a shout of a Champions League place. Let me know what you think of our odds down in the comments. But apart from that, for now, please hit that like button if you enjoyed our glorious or just not very glorious defeat today. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I'm Dodgy Gamer, and I'll see you again soon.